Hello, and we are back. We've got another game for you today. Primal versus Team Nation. Or Rogue Nation, my apologies. Rogue Nation, emphasis on the A, but I do believe it is still pronounced Nation. So that's going to be some fun capitalization adventures for me when I upload this to YouTube. But for the time being, we do have the game going down. This is still King's Row, same map, different team. Definitely want to give a try on King's Row and team... Let's see. Oh, we do have a Widowmaker on the field. Exciting. I want to see how the Widowmaker does. And Primal is on offense, and Rogue Nation is on defense. So we're going to see. We're going to see how this goes. As always, Primal is choosing to go through the side corridor. And I am seeing a boosted Pharah, damage boosted. A Junkrat for Rogue Nation is definitely laying down the damage from that room until he gets eliminated, giving them free reign of the hotel again. But they are choosing instead to go around the statue, try and see what they can do with that. Barrier is down. And... oh, looks like they are taking that opportunity to go into the hotel. Might not have been the best idea, but... uh-oh. And hey, there we go. That was a very quick push, and team... and it looks like Primal is just pretty much plowing through. It almost looked like they're going to leave the control point before capturing it, but they did, and they are wasting no time in moving straight forward, and these two teams are going to clash head-to-head in this chokehold, same place that they usually hit. Reinhardt giving his shields a chance to build up, and for the most part both teams are just spamming each other, but really hanging back for the most part. Don't see a lot of tests happening either way. I see that Junkrat on Rogue Nation is taking some free spam around this corner due to Reinhardt's defense, but for the most part everybody's at pretty good health, both healers, of which I note that Team Rogue Nation has two. So they really don't have to worry about health that much unless they're Junkrat, and then they're dead. Both medics are ready to pop their ultimates and bring their team back to life, but for the most part they haven't really needed to. Oh, that was Threkon is pushing in with an Earth Shatter. Sky, the Mercy, is bringing her team back to life. Captain America is taking that opportunity to drop the sound barrier, but it's too late. None of his team is alive to take advantage of that sound barrier. Pretty much a wasted ult on the point of Rogue Nation's Lucio, and really this payload is making mad time. They're about to get 2 more minutes almost effortlessly, and we are now at 7 minutes and 43 seconds to push the payload a very small amount. Team Primal is probably pretty pleased with the way things are going, but they are not done yet. So they're going to push through the assistance of Reinhardt's shield, which is not looking too peachy. They definitely have the ult advantage for the time being. Heisen pushing in there, trying to see what she can do. And there we go. There is a huge ult, a massive wipe. What Primal has shown themselves to be very good at combining Lickitung and Heisen's ult, and they were able to block Sky. Sky was not actually ready on that ult, so I'm not sure why she flew in there. Might have been a tactical error on her part, and it is going to cost them, but it will not directly cost them a match. Defense is pulling out and doing enough to keep that payload from the end, but they are going to have to hold. Oh, and a very good Crash just came through with the Flower of Death, and that is going to be the game right there. A very, very fast match on King's Row. Primal didn't let that card up for a second.
Play of the game.
Crash was just on fire with those Death Blossoms. Not only was the one that got play of the game a complete wipe on the point of the enemy, but he also played a very good one right at the end there to push the payload to the end of the map, and we're going to have another match right after that with the two teams switching sides. And with that very solid performance from Primal, it'll be interesting to see if they can channel that into a victory on the defensive side. Likewise, interested to see if they decide to use a Widowmaker. Their opponents used a Widowmaker, I believe. I might actually be getting them confused with the very short aborted map that they attempted to play right before this. We had an attempt at a game against a team called Payload is Hard, and it did not end up panning out in its entirety. So I am going to zoom through the map way too fast for me to control the camera decently and see what defense is going to go with. I'm pretty sure this is where defense spawns. Ouch. Oh, you know what? Oh my god, the magic of controls. In 5 seconds I'll be able to just jump there. So I'm just entertaining myself while we wait for the heroes to spawn onto the map. 'Cause I don't think they spawn back here. They spawn all the way over there. And so let's look at these team consistencies. On Primal's side, we have 2 tanks, 1 defense, 2 offense, and a healer, though Heisen is playing Soldier 76, who is a pretty good backup healer, all things considered. So he's not obviously in the actual support category, but he really can get some work done in lieu of a second support member. Opposing them, we have 2 offense, 1 support, 2 support, and 2 tanks. Okay, so 2 offense, 2 tanks, 2 support, pretty standard. Very well-rounded team, lot of options available for all of them. And so it will be interesting to see this defense. Lickitung is down as Junkrat, going to probably get some long-range spam planned. I see he has his concussion grenade set somewhere. Not sure where exactly. But we are going to have this push come in, and oh wow, very aggressive Nips, wasting absolutely no time as Diva get in there and start spamming those little minigun things that don't even require reload. Diva can just lean on M1 and just get that damage out. The push not wholly successful from what I can tell. People are trading kills left and right, but really for the most part that is a tie to the defense. No ults already at the moment, though Triception, the Mercy on offense, is not going to have to wait much longer. She should have her ult ready by the time of the next push. And Death Blossom is ready on the part of Crash. Crash had some very successful ults last game, so I will be interested to see how he plays this out. He might hold onto it and just wait for like a necessity, or he might just jump in there. I'm going to keep spectating Crash. I want to see if he does some serious damage with this Death Blossom, because it is ready. But opposing him, Sky's ultimate is ready, so at best he can force their medic to pop it, although he might not get that far. He did dissuade Genji, played by Nips, from hanging around the back and flanking the defense. And for the most part, looks like ultimates are now ready on both sides for both Mercies. Gojiro is ready to start laying out some damage with his Blunderbuss, and here we go. The first ult going to deal a bunch of damage. Phoenix is out as Soldier 76. Reinhardt's shield is down, and the damage is not done yet. Roadhog was able to get out of that alive. And I believe that Crash, now that his ult, he does not have an ult, so he definitely comboed with that. So that was a combo ult with Gojiro and Reaper. Not really a combo I normally hear, but I do note that neither team has a Zarya, so we aren't going to be seeing the most typical comboing ult in Overwatch happening at the moment. And we are going to, wow, Lickitung and Crash are pushing in extremely far. Reinhardt probably baited them just a little bit too much. They took the bait and they won. So the remaining team is going to respawn. Maybe they're going to wait for the Reinhardt to catch up with the rest of them. They have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. They are certainly having a harder time of this push than their opponents did. And to that note, they have brought in Lucio. The teams are the same. Soldier 76 trying to get some work eliminating the opposing Mercy. So every kill now matters, because they will not be able to bring them immediately back to life with Mercy's ult. And it looks like they have now taken material control of the point. There's not really anybody there to oppose them. The opposing Soldier 76 does not have ult, nor does he have enough firepower to single-handedly stop the capture, and that is going to be a successful capture of the control point. We're moving on to the payload section of King's Row. They have 4 minutes and 50 seconds to push this payload all the way to the end. They can certainly do that. Teams have won this match with much lower timeouts, but they certainly do not have as much time as their opponents did when they were pushing through. So both teams doing some long-range span. I see that Crash is up in the corner with his ult ready. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. I think we are going to see it right now. Wow. Oh, that was very good. Forcing the Mercy to pop her ult and bring the team back to life. Legend, played by... Farah, played by Legend, got some damage, and that is definitely a win for the offensive side. And just as I say that, Mercy brings the defense back to life, costing her her life, but that is going to give the defense enough time to keep this payload from moving as far as the offense probably liked. We see Roadhog and Reaper are both flanking, and that is a pick on Skye, the Mercy. So if they can get some kills on this, it really is hit or miss either way, because they do have a numerical disadvantage, and Reinhardt is going to go in there with his ult. And I do see that Lucio, as Captain America, is ready to provide his teammates with a sound barrier that they're going to take advantage to flank around and attack Crash in the alleyways, eliminating him. This payload is moving very quickly through the alleyways, and they are going to have a pretty healthy amount of time if they can reach the next checkpoint, but they're not going to reach the next checkpoint without having to survive at least one more enemy defensive push. So Reinhardt is holding onto the back of his team, and they are actually able to get to the final checkpoint. They have 5 minutes and 14 seconds to complete this match. A pretty healthy time. Not as much time as their opponents had, but their opponents had literally eons to get this, not literally, but figuratively eons to get this payload down the final control point. We're seeing some serious damage. Looks like there are 3 ultimates ready on both sides, both Mercies, and 2 more attacking. And there we go, Lickitung getting some damage out. Did not get any kills, but it softened the enemy up enough that a lot of them were downed, and then she was immediately revived with a Mercy ult. So the ult advantage on the Mercy now goes to the offense, so her team might be pushing in here. We'll be seeing Reinhardt providing the most cover for his team. Behind him, his teammates are getting a lot of ultimates ready. I only see 1 ult ready on the defensive side, which is Soldier 76. I suppose I should count Mercy's ult, but it's non-damaging. So I more meant the damaging ults, so they are all very close. And we should be seeing some pretty decent ultimates coming through here soon. I see that Nips has his ult ready. So it will be interesting to see what he does with that, because he is alive. Did he just use it, or was I was spectating the wrong Reaper? Crash used it and got a couple of kills. I thought I spectated the wrong Reaper. My apologies. But their Reaper actually still has his ult ready. Let's see if he can use his ult as effectively as Crash just used his ult to completely plow through the defensive movement. Lickitung sweeping in there and getting a few kills to help out with that. Skye did pop her ultimate at some point in there, and it did not do that much because they still pretty much lost that push. They now have 3 minutes and 30 seconds. This defense is very locked down, but Nips is still in there with his ultimate, probably trying to get some distance on the opposing team. I noted that Crash on the opposing team is definitely making use of verticality. And here we go. Might not be aware that he's walking right into Crash. And oh, here we go. This has got to be the ult. And there we go. A combo ult to deal a lot of damage. Not that much. And there was a revive almost immediately on Mercy. So there was a lot of damage. I don't mean to downplay that tag-teamed ult. But it was countered by Mercy, though they then countered that. So really, all things considered, that was a successful play. And they are pushing through this payload checkpoint. They are going to have some opponents to worry about, including a Soldier 76 whose ult is ready if he decides to pop it. And here we go, getting some serious frags going down as Soldier 76, the assault rifle class. Always fun, though. Skye is in there and completely negating all of those kills. Well, there we go. The defense is still mostly in control. That Earth Shatter was blocked by Thrakon, who is still alive and getting some damage done, and he's down. And they are still attempting to push in there. but really at the moment the advantage would definitely be for defense. And so we are going to have to wait for a couple of respawns, I believe, before the team's going to push, and they're probably going to push soon. They have a bunch of ultimates ready. I see that Farah is getting ready for a... Oh, wow, that was a pretty devastating flank. Got a lot of damage in there. Phoenix swooping in to get some assist kills with the Farah. Reinhardt is pushing in there. Crash is in Wraith mode, getting some free blocks on that point. More than enough time for the defense to push in there. Cow is in a little bit of a dangerous situation, completely surrounded by opponents, and his corpse will say hi to the underworld. Let's stay up here in the battle ourselves. That payload is entirely captured or controlled territorially by the defense, so it will start scrolling backwards, probably because I don't see anyone on the red team in position to go tag it, and they have 1 minute left. They are feeling the pressure at this point. Lickitungue's ultimate is ready, as is Reinhardt's Earth Shatter is a very good ultimate for countering pushes. I think this may be what is going to happen right now, because Reinhardt's shield on the opposing team is down and is back up. And let's check the medics. Both Mercies do have their ultimates ready to spoil a push or resurrect a wipe. And I'm a little surprised at how far back Team Rogue Nation is holding, considering that they only have 27 seconds left to push this payload. They have to be aware, and I just heard Nips plow through there with an ult. I'm not sure how successful it was, but it's going to have to be hard-pressed to beat that, which was a very devastating ultimate attack by Crash. Pretty much wiped the opposing team. Mercy brings them back to life to give them a real chance, and there are so many kills going down on the field right now, and defense is down, but they are going to have time to ult. Triception gets in there with a very large ultimate to bring the team back from the brink of death, and here we go. They are still doing fine, and that is the game. They were able to stop Team Rogue Nation from pushing the payload to the finish, which means that with Team Primal's successful push, that is an overall victory for Team Primal.
Till Valhalla. Justice reigns from above.
A good play of the game. I mean, that was a quadruple ult, but I was a little surprised at how she jumped down there and exposed herself to the enemy team before doing it. It does feel like because I mean, you could see from the picture she had access to all 4 players from the platform she was on. She could have resurrected them, distracted the opposing team due to 4 new people being on the map, and then jumped down. Either way, though, that was a good ultimate that brought the team back, and it will be interesting to see. We have another match after this, and if we do, I shall be shoutcasting it.